This week we scout out Masters football, England and who wins the next World Cup.
There we go.
Right. We can't start every episode by going, there we go. We finally got on.
I know, yeah. It's just a battle every time, isn't it? It's always a battle. Always.
Going with a bit of a chilled out one this week, really. I've not got anything scripted going off script, just, having a chat, really.
Oh, I have.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
Feels like I'm going to be fucking caught unawares then, innit? Jesus.
Yeah. Well, this is a football podcast, which you seem determined to change. I'm not finished on the whole Masters football thing yet. I'm not finished.
I knew you would. When you messaged me before saying, let's just do Masters as our... God, so he's never going to let this go now. It's going to be Masters every week.
Yeah, but can I just say, when it comes to scouting, which you are so heavily involved in, it's all about young players. So Masters football gives us the perfect chance to scout retired players who were absolutely amazing and just make shit up and just go with it. And what I kind of wanted to ask you, actually, which is, do you know what? It's been on my mind all day. That's how sad I am. It's been on my mind all day. I'm not saying particularly the best team for Masters football, and I don't know if it's 5 or 6 aside as well. I can't remember.
It's 6. I'm sure it's 6. Yeah.
So basically, Masters football, for people that don't know, was basically a Sky Sports episode series for like retired footballers that would play against each other at 6 aside indoors. It was just UK, wasn't it? Because I seem to remember like Rangers having a team as well, so it had Scottish teams as well.
Yeah, Rangers and Celtic definitely had a team.
Yeah, so basically these teams would play against each other. So like just a prime example, say I don't know, David Mayer play for United or something. I don't know if he ever did, but that's the kind of thing. You get a retired player and put them in the team, so to speak. So I don't ever remember this Masters football, and again, I could be corrected if I'm wrong, but I don't ever remember this Masters football doing like a foreign one, like a European one with European
No, I don't think they did. They might have, but it probably would have been called something else and maybe weren't as popular. But yeah. I don't remember seeing one either. No,
I don't remember. So therefore, and this is off the cuff for you because you've had no chance to research it. to be honest, I've not really researched it. I've just thought about it. And I to ask you 6 aside. We'll have subs as well. We'll have subs. Why not? Fuck it.
How many subs? A couple of subs.
Well, we'll do as many as you want. Yeah, no limit. But so basically, I want you to pick a 6 aside of European players. You can include. I would say maximum 2 English players, or 2 players that played in the Premier League. Let's say.
Yeah.
But then European players. I'm not saying who's the best. I'm asking you who you would like to see play together as a team.
Come play together.
Yeah. Well, so do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first, mate. It might give me a good jog of my memory.
So this is the format I'm going to go with, and you'll get it when I go with it. So the first bit. So always start off in net, and the keeper I want to see in net is Dida from AC Milan. Absolute psycho, unbelievable goalkeeper. Was part of the mid-noughties AC Milan team that was just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Champions League winners, Champions League finalists.
Brazil, World Cup winner, wasn't he, with Brazil?
Oh, he was. Yeah, didn't even think of that. Yeah. World Cup winner with Brazil, but just
that Brazilian team in general. That's mine. That's my Masters team. Just that Brazil team.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, who would you like to see? So I'm not. I'll get there later, but I'm sure a lot of people say like Ronaldinho because he's definitely still got it. There's no doubt about it. Do you know what I mean? So he would be a prime example for that. But yeah, I've gone with Dida in there. The format for you can make it. I mean, it's 6 aside, so it don't matter about positions and stuff. I think for me, I've just gone for 1 centre back. And I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to stick with the same. I'm going to go for Alessandro. I was in a toss up between Nesta and Cannavaro for this one. Just think like who would you really want to see? Like even do you know what? No, do you know what? I'd go Maldini. I'd actually
Oh, yeah.
go Maldini. To be honest, again, just an absolute general at the back. That'd be just to see him would be absolutely insane. So I'm going to go Maldini for centre back. So there's two. So I've got four more.
Just one at the back.
Yeah, I'm going to be a psycho. I'm just going to put one at the back. I'm just going to put like a flying fullback. To be honest, I wasn't even thinking of a fullback before. Just thinking like just having like midfielders and stuff like that. So my one English player or Premier League player, like Roy Keane, I think that would just be amazing if he played.
That'd be perfect.
Football again. That'd just be insane. Like, so Roy Keane's in there, just absolutely smashing people to bits. I think he'd be more humble, actually, to be fair. He comes across like he'd smash people to bits, but I reckon he'd be quite humble, to be fair. But imagine some of the players you could put in that role. I mean, you could put Nedved in there from Juventus.
Makaleli.
Mate, Gattuso.
Thomas Grammerson.
Gattuso at Milan. You could have put Gattuso in there. I'm sure people from Liverpool would say Dietmar Hamann or something like that. You could pick anyone. Like, it'd just be mental. Like, I just wanted a nut job in that. Like that holding midfield role.
You've got to. You've got to have one. You've always got to have that.
Schweinsteiger.
Is that your other one?
Oh no.
Oh,
right. No, but bear with. So that's my holding midfielder. So there's three, and I've got three more. So I'm just going to go all out attack with absolute skill. The first one, obviously biased because he was my favourite player of history, and I know he's probably not the best player in history, but somebody I always loved to watch was Andrei Shevchenko, so he goes straight in there for me.
Player. I can tell you've definitely got a hard on for is that like AC Milan team from back in the day. 100%, mate. All these players, it's just like I bet you've just been watching like the AC Milan like at Old Trafford when Kaká did you do it. I'm pretty sure Kaká will be in your team as well. Imagine you just nosh him on off straight all day like that fucking AC Milan team.
Kaká just dismantled United quite at one point. That sent them all for a duck. So it was absolutely mental. But on that, United and AC Milan have had some really good fixtures down the years as well, and I think that's just it's always been a feature in my mind. And it's a bit biased because obviously, I can't say I support Milan. I don't go to any games, but I do follow them. I always want them to do well. So but yeah, no,
top of the table at the minute, aren't they?
Next one.
Yeah, Jones, they're top of the table, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Top of the table.
Yeah. It's. I tell you what, if you're stuck for a football league to watch, the Serie A right now just is incredible. Like you've got four teams pitching for a title race. As far as the title race is concerned, there's nothing like it across the board. Nothing. And it's great. Like I know we've got the championship. I know the championship's always, really exciting and, a class, a class thing to watch.
Talking if you want a title race, maybe seen the League 2 title race. It goes all the way down to 10th.
Oh, really?
Or something like it. Or it might be the promotion race. I think I'm pretty sure 3rd and 10th are separated by like 2 points. Because obviously 3 go up in that division as well. So it's like, that's fucking mental.
But that's just insane. Do you know what I mean? That's how good it is. That's like they're the ones you want to be involved in. Yeah. I think as a fan, it's a bit more stressful. Don't get me wrong. But when you look back at it and think, "Fuck me, that was a good." That was a good.
What I like about Italy this season is the top 4 or 5 are proper classical, aren't they? It's like Inter Milan, AC Milan, Napoli, Juventus, Roma, and it is proper. The classical clubs are all doing mint this season.
Yeah, it's nice to see Juventus dismantle. I must admit that them years of dominance have just kind of put Serie A on a back burner. But now we're seeing, Napoli are doing extremely well. Inter Milan have lost the last couple of games, but for the majority of the season, they've been really good. AC Milan, obviously, sleeping giant. It's good to see them right back on where they belong at the top. Yeah, it's such a good watch. Honestly, what I love as well, it's on BT Sport this season, so I've had the chance to watch like some of the top games, some of the lower games, and it's just been mint. I absolutely love it. I've definitely got some sort of soft spot for Italian football. Definitely, it's just mint. I absolutely love it. I think I think I'm 2 to go, aren't I? So
yeah. So far you've got Dida, Maldini, Shevchenko.
Yeah. So
who was your other person? You had another one actually. Missed one there. Dida, Maldini.
Yeah, Dida, Maldini, Keane.
Oh,
so
Keane.
There's 3. Shevchenko 4. Gabriel Batistuta 5.
Lovely.
I don't think he needs to be. Do you know what? I'm still, again, I don't know what it is. It's when teams play against United. Like, when Batistuta scored that goal at Old Trafford, I've never seen anything like it. Like, you couldn't even swerve a ball, then he much but swerve when he scored. Like,
who was he playing for when he scored that? They were playing for a weird team. Parma? Something like that.
It's not a weird team. It's Fiorentina.
Fiorentina. Yeah, well, when you think of like a top team going to Europe with batters you don't expect it to be Fiorentina.
Oh, mate, really? Honestly, they're holding the road this season. Got a point.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. Well, no, I know, but I mean, it's like he's not like a top team. He's not like a classical top team, anyway.
No, I know what you're saying, but Batistuta, definitely. And this might surprise you. The final one, I'd go for like Roy Mackay from Bayern Munich back in the day.
Mackay, they had some like that though, didn't they? Like weren't there? He was their number 1 top goal scorer in like World Cups for years until Mullen knocked him off. Who were it? Closer. Oh, what a fucking striker he was, Miroslav Klose.
He'd be sick. Do you know what? I'd put him on my bench, but I'm not going to, because this is the problem. I wanted to put David Trezeguet in there, and I think I'm going to top it. Even though, of course, scored more goals, I just think Trezeguet was like, oh my God, he was so good. Like, it'd just be a joy to watch. Obviously, we've seen like the Premier League players, so that's why I wanted to avoid them, because we've all seen them. But like,
we know what they're all about.
Yeah, we've seen like European players in the past. On the bench, I mean, you'd have to have like someone like Ronaldinho. I think most people would start him. I think I'm. I think
he probably gets in my starting 6. I'm not gonna lie.
Ronaldo is in obviously the older Ronaldo.
R9.
He'd be insane.
I'd be struggling to think of thinking about 6-a-side. Imagine playing against R9 in 6-a-side. That'd be daft. Do you know what I mean? That would actually be just daft. You wouldn't be able to get the ball off him.
I mean, obviously, you look at him now; he's overweight, so you'd actually get the ball off him every day. But like, in terms
before
of
he fucking eats it, so.
In terms of actually, like, who do you want to see play Masters football in your team? Just for the sheer nostalgia. I think that's what this is. It's just sheer nostalgia.
Nostalgia. We should rename this podcast. We shouldn't just rename this podcast "Chatting Shit in a Kitchen" podcast. This kind of chat is the exact kind of fucking when you go to a house party or something, you're around someone's house having a few drinks, it's fucking like 4 a.m. And you're like, do you remember him? He used to play for him. That's all the kind of shit you come out.
Like, who's your favourite boxer? Oh, fuck yeah.
Honestly, God. Do you remember the Portsmouth team from 2008? Pedro Mendes and Yakubu up front.
Montari, fucking Benjani with that shite celebration. Oh man!
Whilst we're on the subject, quick shout out to Defoe. Had a good career, retired recently.
Yeah.
Retired.
Good career. He's done. Do you know what though? As well, he's done well in his weight. Like what he did.
He did all right. Yeah, I had to, as a Wigan fan, I had to kind of mock him going back to Sunderland because Sunderland give us a lot of shit over the season. So I had to mock it a little bit because they were probably giving it like, one last dance. And he played like 7 games and did literally nothing and just retired. So like, I had a bit of a thing out. But as a player and as a person, like top pro and a top guy by the looks of it. Like he'd done a lot with, was it Bradley Lowry? Remember a few years ago? Yeah, he had a lot there. And then he also gave money to our fan fund as well. When we were in administration, he gave us like, I think it was like 20-30 grand or something.
Yeah.
So he seems like a top pro. So all the best to him. It has a bit of random football news.
Can you see him doing anything further with football? I feel like he'll go punditry.
I looked up him a bit. I fancy him for a coach, maybe striker coach. I can't think of a striker who hits the ball as sweet as Defoe. He hits that ball so sweet. If he passes that on to someone, someone's going to get a decent striker there. he hits that ball very well.
Yeah, he was a brilliant striker. And the fact that he's kept it so consistent for a lot of seasons is just brilliant. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll keep it to 6. We won't bother with substitutes because we're here all year. So basically,
I was thinking we literally could be. We'd just be here for hours and end. It's like, I'll tell you another good player who's going to be on my bench.
basically,
Just some fucking random player.
I want you to pick 6 players. Let's exclude England for yourself, just to put you under more pressure. So I want you to pick 6 players that have retired from either the French, Italian, Spanish. I'm gonna say the Portuguese as well, because obviously Porto won the Champions League in 2003-04.
Oh, do you remember who did he have in midfield? That was a midfielder for both signed for Deco and
Mendes.
Was it Mendes, and the third one was it Thiago?
Rui Costa.
Rui Costa. He was at Benfica. Rui Costa.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
I think it was Thiago, because I remember all 3 of them. Mourinho signed all 3, didn't he, for Chelsea like the following season?
Was it on Miranda as well? I remember when.
Oh yeah, shit, because they had Carvalho and Ferreira, didn't they, as well? What a team that Porto team was.
Yeah, mental. Well, let's not restrict the league, so I'll let you just choose your European 6. So who's your goalkeeper?
Standout for me, and I love this kind of keeper, is Oliver Kahn. Munich.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. Got a lot of time for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you imagine me bearing down on goal and that fucking psychopath's running at you? Do you know what I mean? Very like him and Peter Schmeichel. Like for me, when I was growing up, they were the 2 keepers just looked to, weren't they? Them 2. Yes. They were the 2 keepers. Then like proper looked up to them like monsters.
Unbelievable goalkeeper. I mean, I think he had. I mean, he wasn't. I don't think he was at Bayern Munich all of his career. He came from another German club prior, but
it was Leverkusen, I think. Leverkusen, he was. I think.
What? I thought it was lower than that. I didn't think it. No.
Oh, was it? I don't know. I've got pictures of him playing in a Leverkusen kit and a Munich kit. They're the 2 kits I've got him in there.
But Bayern, he played hundreds of games for him, didn't he? So yeah definitely. Right, crack on. Who's next?
Defender. You know what? I think I'm going to stay with Bayern Munich. If I said a defender who's just super consistent and Bayern Munich, who would you say?
Philip Lahm.
Yeah, I think he fits that bill, especially 6-a-side. I love that kind of defender. Like one of my favourite defenders in the past few years in the Premier League has been Azpilicueta for that same reason. Super consistent.
Oh yeah,
for years now.
Not only that as well, in general, like a genuine leader of team. You know, you don't often get it in modern football, but I think like with Azpilicueta, he's definitely been a leader for Chelsea. Do you know what makes me laugh about that kind of noughties Bayern team? Lucio played at centre back for him. He was unbelievable for them as centre back.
Yeah. They always had that. A lot of German teams have that random, like Brazilian. Considering Brazilian centre backs aren't known for being top class, you only have 1 or 2 now and again. German teams always seem to pluck them out.
Who else did they have in midfield? Oh, Zerberto.
Oh yeah,
Zerberto in midfield. I remember when United played him in like a retired 11 game, like, and United absolutely slapped him at Old Trafford, and he played. He just like nah. Yeah.
I feel like I can't help but think that staying like into football and doing these kind of things is more of an English thing. I can't imagine German clubs do it. I feel like once they're retired, they're retired. You know what I mean? I feel like they would be just like, nope, I'm done.
I don't know. I
think we have that nostalgia a bit more.
Can I just ask a bit? If somebody's listening to this podcast that knows of like a masters football abroad, let us know and just can you send us a link or something? Because I'm desperate to see it. Like I'd love to see it. I just think it'd be so mint. The nostalgia from it would be insane. Like so that'd be, I'd go for that. Anyway, right, I'm gonna shut up. Right, so you've got in that you've got Oliver Kahn at the back. You've got Philip.
God, I've got to think of
so I went for like a holding midfield or a centre mid, so we don't really.
Yeah, I think I was trying to think of the same then. I think I've got. I know he played for Chelsea as well, but I'm going to go for Big Claude. But Real Madrid days, Claude Makelele. You know what I mean?
In a heartbeat, that'd be sick to watch him play. That'd be absolutely mint.
Constantly winning the ball back. Yeah, such a player to watch.
Who's better out in goal, Kante?
I knew he was going to ask this because I was kind of thinking. I was about to mention something similar, like comparing them both. It's hard, because
I'm going to put mine out there. I'm going to say Claude Makelele.
Yeah, it's probably close. You know what? I think it's a bias because we've also got that kind of nostalgia. But it's weird because when we were growing up, that's when Makelele was doing his business, and I feel like we were just football fans when we didn't know that much about the game itself. But then as we've been watching Kante it's like, fuck, we know a lot more and we know exactly what he's doing right. But yeah, no, I think I would still probably go for Makelele.
I mean, to be honest, you'd have imagine having both of them in your team. Jesus Christ, you'd never concede a goal ever again.
Oh, mate, the best part is as well. Imagine being like Imagine having like a De Bruyne in that team though, as well with them two.
Oh mate,
they just constantly recycle the ball, find De Bruyne, and he just fucking ping it wherever he wants. Like, fuck me, it'd be outrageous that.
Oh, yeah, totally agree. But yeah, Makelele, that's an amazing show. I mean, he was Premier League, and I told you not to pick Premier League, but when you come out with a name like that,
Real Madrid. I was thinking Real Madrid. I was picturing him in a Real Madrid shirt. Did he? I don't know if he where was he? Was he at Madrid first or second? I don't know which way round he went.
God,
but I was thinking about him. I don't think he even did that well.
You know what, I'm just gonna Google it. I'm just literally gonna Google it. Because I don't have a clue. I'm sure it was Madrid before Chelsea. Like, I'm sure that was the way it went round.
Might have been.
I spelled his name.
Picture him. When I'm picturing him, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of him in a Real Madrid shirt.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was at Real Madrid before he went to. Do you know he only played 94 games for Madrid?
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, because I'm kind of cheating in a way because I know his big part of his career was at Chelsea, but I still wanted him in my team, so I like to cheat a little bit.
Even at Chelsea, he only played 144 games in 5 years.
That sounds strange, doesn't it? Because you think of him as like, well, I suppose you have that now and again where a player makes such a big impact in such a short period of time. Do you know what I mean? I think Kante's probably played only about 100 games for Chelsea, hasn't he? Probably not played that many. But it seems like he's had a huge impact. Now I've got like 3 attackers now, haven't I? This is where it gets good.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I'm in awe of your team already. But yeah, crack on. Who's next?
I like this guy for kind of different reasons, but a one man club. I'm not gonna let you guess again though. 1-man club, Italy, just a fucking ferocious player, really good hit striker of the ball as well. Great technical striker. 1-man club, his whole career, I think, pretty sure.
Del Piero?
No, because he was at Lazio as well as Juventus.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always think of him just as a Juventus.
He retired a few years ago, and it made me a bit thingy. Totti.
That's not a strike. I was going to say Totti, and I thought, no, he's an attacking midfielder.
He's like attacking striker, isn't he? Attacker. That's what I've got left of like a little SS. Like anyone who plays ever played Pro Evo on the old games, that's what you call an SS. Fucking part of the Nazi party.
That's very worrying. Yeah.
No, well, he meant shadow striker, but he just had these little labels on it like SS. It's like, I'm not sure they thought this through.
No, they didn't. No. And
to be honest, I liked him. I thought a super loyal player. I've always liked that in football, and I hate that it's like there's so much pressure on players now where it's like you have to leave a club to win trophies. Blah, blah, blah.
I don't get it. Do you know what? I totally agree with that. You could go down in fame. I know you might not win trophies, but you could go down in fame as like a club cult hero.
Yeah, exactly.
For your commitment and loyalty. And I think, I think of some of the players like it don't even matter if you're a massive club, a small club. Like I get sometimes if you're a small club and a massive club's come in for you, you might be tempted. But I've seen it time and time. I'm glad you've said this because I've seen it time and time again where these players have got too big for boots. Thought, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm going to go, and they go to these big clubs and they're absolutely shite, and they end up even lower than the division that they were playing in originally. They've just got themselves go, and it's like they lose that commitment. Whereas some players, and it's rare. I think it was even rare. It's never been popular. This I don't think it's ever been popular for certain players to stick at a club and loyalty. But I think it's one of them. I'd love it if I saw players a big transfer fee come in for him, and he just came out and said, "Nah, I love this football club. I'm not leaving." Yeah,
exactly. It's true. Exactly, it's so true. I think the biggest chance we've got of it at the minute, or where we're going to see this happen, is with Declan Rice. He could stay and be a West Ham legend who are pushing for European places. He might win a odd trophy here and there. And he's probably going to go to United or a City, and the pressure probably gets to him and his performances fall off. Do you know what I mean? And I love Declan Rice. I think he's a really good player, but I can imagine that kind of thing happening to him.
It's you can see it, can't you? I mean, I can't see United signing him personally. I really don't. But
No, 150 mil they want now, don't they?
yeah, it's just ludicrous. I mean, United's two big money signings have flopped. You know, Pogba's a flop, Maguire's a flop. I think if they had any business acumen, they'd just go in a lesson and try and invest in younger players who they can develop into talent. But no, in United, they'll do the complete opposite. So Paulo Dybala's contract was coming to an end. He's 29, so United will probably think, yeah, fuck it, why not? Shirt sales, sign him, why not? You know, honestly, it's the dumbest business people ever, like well, in terms of football anyway. But yeah, sorry. So yeah, Totti, you've got two more.
Totti. Oh my god, I'm not prepped. I'm trying to think. I'd have to say Ronaldinho. No, I was gonna cheat then, but I was gonna say JJ Kocher then.
That's
so good. The name twice. And he was mainly.
Imagine that. That'd be mad. To be fair, like that should be. Do you know what? People would be buzzing if they saw him. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, you know what?
JJ Kocher played at Masters Football, which I feel like he did as well. Like, definitely feel like he did. Probably. If he played Masters Football again, people would buy tickets. I'd fucking buy a ticket.
Yeah, mate. Honestly,
I'd buy a ticket and go watch match. If I saw these two teams that we've just mentioned play Masters Football, oh my god, I'd pay.
You'd pay a bit, wouldn't you? You'd pay a fair bit as well. Yeah, and that's the saying something about me. There is like JJ Kocher is probably the most known for playing for Bolton, and obviously I'm a Wigan fan, so I could get shot for that. Even though I don't even see that as a big rivalry. We play them next weekend, but. I just think that guy, he was unbelievable. I love that kind of style where it's just rainbow flicks Ray Parlour, man. The invincible Ray Parlour, part of the Invincibles. Then the season after, JJ Kocher racks up and he's just rainbow flicking him. Like, what? Who the fuck does that? Do you know what I mean? Who does that? I don't even think people can do that on like FIFA. No, I don't even know how people can do that. And he's doing it against someone who's just done a season unbeaten. And I just think, fuck me, he just loves the game, do you know what I mean? Loves playing the game. But instead of JJ Kocher, I'll swap him out and I'll go Ronaldinho. Very similar, you know what I mean? Just very, very similar.
Yeah. And not to forget Rivaldo as well. Like I didn't mention him.
I never forgive him. I never forgive him for that time he went down for when he happened.
Yeah.
He kicked at his knees and he went down.
Yes, scumbag. Fuck him off. Never mind. I don't want to make up for his name.
Oh
again.
yeah. Never say his name.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, they had three, didn't they? Who were the three R's? Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, and Ronaldo. Yeah, that makes them three. Well, and Roberto Carlos as well.
I mean, when people talk about front three, especially Liverpool fans, when they say the best front three they've ever seen is Mane, Salah, and Firmino, honestly, it absolutely cracks me up to the pulp. I think they're great. They're great footballers, but they're not a lick of spit on a front three like that. No. Like, honestly, it just
if you've got a front three and all three have a case to be put forward about being the greatest of their generation, and you're struggling to fucking beat that front three. Jesus.
Yeah. Don't get wrong. I think that Liverpool front three should be debated as in that argument.
Oh, I just thought that. It seems we've not planned anything. Once we're done with the Masters, we'll talk about the best front three of all time then. Because another iconic front three has just popped in my head as well, actually.
Well, I'm thinking United 08 with Ronaldo, Tevez and Rooney. Just goals.
Just hold your arses for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you call it, mate? I've got one more striker. I'll probably go for an all-out striker. So yeah, I've got Ronaldinho and Totti just behind him.
Oh, that'd be imagine. I'm sorry, just pause that. Imagine that. Imagine them two playing in the same team.
Right, and seems you had Roy Keane and you got a Premier League player. I'm going to have Duncan Ferguson.
I will swap the player right now if you do this. Well, are you going to put up from
Duncan Ferguson?
Are you taking the piss?
Ronaldinho chipping it up from you to boosh, big fucking header. I mean, that'd be class. Duncan Ferguson kicking up everyone.
Do you know what though, mate? To be fair, imagine seeing Ronaldinho, Totti, and Duncan Ferguson in the same team. I'm sorry, you couldn't even put a price on that ticket, could you? People would be like, fuck yeah. Like, how much? 70 quid. Yeah, fuck it, there you go. Take 100, fuck it, why not? It'd be amazing.
It would be.
Duncan Ferguson gets a through ball from Makalele and I just like the idea of like
Ronaldinho misplacing a pass to him and he just fucking loses his head.
Yeah, instructing players of that quality just to get it in the air so Big Duncan can smash someone in the air.
All right, see you, mate. All right, mate. You see you, mate. You fucking pass that bullshit, mate.
Going mad at fucking Oliver Kahn. Imagine that. Imagine defensive corner Oliver Kahn and Duncan Ferguson. Fucking hell. It'd be like when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. It'd be insane.
Yeah. God, them two going toe to toe. I mean, just to get Keane and Ferguson on the same bench. I always love that. I like that, like temperament. Just pure aggression, just playing off pure aggression.
I mean, like someone like Vinnie Jones as well on the same team. Mate, that'd be insane. That'd actually be insane. I think he's still got it as well, Vinnie Jones. I generally think he would just come out if he got fouled, he'd fucking go whack someone for it as well.
I can imagine people winding him up though, just like going on the pitch going, "I'm the juggernaut, bitch." You know what I mean? When he was in fucking X-Men, like my opinion of him then went a bit down, but at the same time it was a bit like, I bet he got offered fucking hundreds and thousands or millions for that, though, didn't he?
Got cheddar. You earn cheddar as a football player.
Yeah.
Shit loads more cheddar as an actor. Honestly, he's just fucking earning great.
No, I do like him. But when I seen him as a juggernaut, I was like, oh, Jesus. What's he thinking?
It was cringe, but if someone's going to tell you, there's $3 million to do something cringe, are you going to do it? Yeah, of course you might. It's not like he's had to strip naked or anything, or do something dirty. He's just had to put a big fucking helmet on his head and do it. Use the American lines.
If Marvel are listening, I would strip naked for $3 million a naked, skinny juggernaut running about. Honestly, for $3 million, fucking heck, there's not much I wouldn't do for $3 million. I won't crop that there.
Yeah, that's a subject that doesn't belong on this podcast, honestly. Stick that on someone else's podcast. I can't be arsed with that. It's too long-winded, honestly. Cut that off. No way.
That's what we'll do. We'll do another hour of what would you do for £3 million? No
more politics. No, none of that shit either. No, it's done. It's done.
We've got an England game coming up. What do you fancy our chances on the England game?
To be honest, I'm just relieved United aren't playing. That as a United fan, honestly, I mean, England playing is international football is very drab in qualifiers. And I suppose the only buzz you get from it is actually going to an away game. Like going to San Marino away would be meant, wouldn't it? Like just absolutely meant. Population of fucking Giles going down there and acting like it's a full well, it is a full country, sorry, not acting wrong words. But yeah, to be honest, mate, I'm not asked. I'm just not. It's the qualifiers and stuff. It's very negative. Do you know what I'd love to see from England in the qualifiers? Playing the under-21s team against like Moldova or Andorra, because then you get to see the under-21 players, which would be
true.
So I'd love it if we played the youth team, but no, we've got to lump Harry Kane up top and fucking let him score 6 against a country with a population of fucking, of Skegness. Do you know what I mean? It's just stupid. It's so pointless. Honestly, it's so pointless.
Yeah.
So
it's random as well. It's not even. Is it a qualifier? This one.
I'm not too sure.
Friendly?
Speaking of qualifiers, though, North Macedonia knocked Italy out last night, and that is a scalp and a half. That is an absolute scalp. Italy, honestly, I mean, they are the most yo-yo nation you've ever seen. The first couple, every couple of years they'll get knocked out of all the competitions, and then when they get entered, they'll go on to be finalists or win it. It's such a yo-yo. It's the same like Argentina as well. It's such a yo-yo nation when it comes to these tournaments. And I suppose you could argue Portugal in the same bracket. Portugal with that Euros, they drew most of the games. One on and just managed to win the tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
Portugal, Argentina, and Italy. Honestly, some of the most yo-yo nations in world football. Honestly, do not understand it. Really don't. But no, it just, I don't know. I'd love to. I think what bugs me about England is I always feel like there's better younger players that could be like Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham for me should be starting in that England team every single fucking game. No arguments, no debates. Don't want to hear it. Jude Bellingham should start in that team because he's so good. And do you know what as well? He's already a leader at Borussia Dortmund. Like,
We've seen the clip.
You see the way he commands players. You don't even know the language, but you see the way he commands players. And the admission. Oh God, this is my biggest bugbear. He brought Harry Maguire in, and didn't even consider Fikayo Tomori at Milan.
Yeah.
I
kind of thought you was going to mention that. If of all the points you knew he was going to bring up, I knew it was going to be something about AC Milan again.
Yeah. I've never known something dumber in my life. But to be honest, it's a good thing as far as United are concerned, because got to say, Maguire plays football, gets injured, out for 6 months. Perfect. Great. Perfect. That is the best. That would be the best thing that can happen to United this season.
Well, I've seen a few people, though, in terms of it, for me being just a unbiased England fan, I can't imagine any Wigan players getting a call up for England anytime soon. But I've seen someone post saying Harry Maguire deserves it on the base that he's actually played really well for England. But I mean, you can't just do that, really. Surely Southgate can't. I know he's got his favourites in a way, but it seems strange because it seems super unfair on all these players who are getting told, "Oh, your form's not good enough for your club." But then it's like, well, why are you calling Maguire up then?
Well, it's interesting that, isn't it? I suppose I don't see. I think this is just open to opinion, because I remember going back a few months, City fans were saying how poor Kyle Walker was. But I would never drop him from England's team.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't. But then when you look at your own team and your own players, and if they're going there, you're thinking, "Fuck me." Do you know what I mean? Like, can't believe Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire and Shaw. The Harry Maguire and Shaw in the Euros were class. He didn't put a foot wrong. He's a weird one.
Luke Shaw again has been awful since his return. I know everybody's got different opinions on this. Some people might think I've been a bit harsh, but he's not been good enough. Do you know? I think what it is, he played one game this season, and then he went on Twitter and tried selling people all of them shy NFTs on his Twitter account.
That
never
helps.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That to me was like a top team with a player that's always injured, who does fuck all for the club, trying to sell shit through the Twitter account.
Yeah.
Why? He don't even need to sell anything. He's on 150 grand a week. How much more money do you need?
Again, that is probably another fucking topic for debate, really, isn't it? Jesus.
Oh God.
How much money do rich people need?
Yeah, we're not doing politics again, so we'll let the politics people answer that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's just embarrassing. No, but the best outcome for United would be Harry Maguire gets injured on international duty. Perfect. Get him out 6 months, complete season out to try and win some games. Wonderful. But yeah, no, do you know what? I'd love to see more younger players in the England setup, because I just think it's just pointless. This, like, it is just pointless. There's some very good players, some very good young players. Like Mark Guay, the centre back.
Mark Guay.
Sorry.
I've already struggled on this on one of our past episodes.
Yeah, it's good to see someone like that in the England side.
Yeah.
Because
did you see that? Talking of that and for Palace as well, Tyree Mitchell got called up as well, which is interesting. And Kyle Walker-Peters as well, and there was someone else I think who weren't called up originally who got a call up. So you are getting you are getting a few of that. You are getting a bit of that with Southgate. I like Southgate. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's done well in tournaments as well.
Yeah, England played well. They played better football. One of the big drab things about English football was they would play a team like, I don't know, take Romania. Not a terrible nation in terms of football. Not exactly a brilliant one. There's probably one or two players that play at the top level. And they just scrape like a 1-0 win for a penalty at Wembley and stuff. But the game is just all about controlling the ball at the back. It's kind of reminiscent of how United play at the moment. But it just, it was shite. Like 90 minutes felt like 90 years, and it was so drab. Well, it was to be fair to Southgate. I know he's not won anything, but he's definitely got the unity and unison of the players. They play good football. I think Southgate. I think a lot of people would argue, does he make the substitutions at the right time? I think that's to be debated. Personally, I don't think he does. But no manager's perfect, and I think.
Here we go. Is it as we're on international? I was just thinking. I saw another quick question on Twitter. Club trophy or international trophy?
Club.
Do you know what I mean?
Club.
Would you? Are you saying club? Yeah.
Yeah.
I weren't sure what you'd be on there, but for me, it's international all the way, and I'm not sure if that's. I find that a bit strange because I feel like I'd take England winning the World Cup over Wigan winning the Premier League. I think I actually would, and that's crazy because you've actually got a much better chance of both than I've got.
No, don't get wrong, I love England and I love internationals, but I don't know, there's a lot of United fans that hate England and hate internationals. But I do honestly, I love England. I love it when we play at World Cups and Euros. I'm always behind them, but I'd just your club. The club is a family to me. It's like a family member. Do you know what I mean? It's like the people it represents. The people.
Yeah, true.
That it goes.
Well, maybe that's why I'm disassociated with it, because being a Wigan fan living in Manchester, everyone I know is either a City or United fan. Do you know what I mean? So I've got it on Twitter a bit. I talked to a few Wigan fans on Twitter, but I don't know any Wigan fans like in real life. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that's why I don't have that kind of association with it.
Yeah, and I think just with me having my season ticket for years, I met great people, and I know great people from United. Whether they were, I know Reds from up and down the country. Some of them abroad. And that's the beauty of it. It's just I know how much it means to some people, but to ourselves as well. And it's just it's United. To me, was like when I didn't have anything, I always had United, and if United went on to win the Premier League anytime soon, probably won't happen, but anytime soon, it would be amazing.
Yeah, well, for my point was, I just thought like the feeling when England start doing, like, some of my top highlights of like watching sport, quite a few of them are England. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
one I mentioned, I think I mentioned it on Twitter. I said the other day, like England when they score in a major tournament is that good that I remember raising the roof, throwing pints everywhere, going mental when Sterling hit the side netting against Italy.
Mate, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus, you know what I mean? That's how good it can affect you. And then stuff like Pickford's penalty save against Colombia, obviously Shaw's goal in the Euro final. Like, them moments, I just think like, they're just, and I feel like if we actually won, like, no. I mean, we were letting flares off in our local pub. Well, but Carl was. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's like, imagine how insane it'd go.
Oh, mate, yeah. It was to be fair, though, I remember ones of the past as well when we used to go down. Like, we used to go like Printworks, didn't we? And I think, when we've been all up. I remember one of my favourite memories was we played Wales in the Euros and Dan Sturridge scored away with it. And I watched it walkabout in town. So the fucking chairs and tables were just everywhere. Right, we came outside. Just like shitloads of people running on cars and everything when we got out.
Oh yeah, well, strangely enough, when I was talking about that Pickford save against Colombia, that was walkabout again actually, and we came outside. And if you're not from Manchester, and I'm not sure if like people are, but when you come out of walkabout in Printworks, it's like a street in there, but it's like kind of cordoned off where there's only a few cars and stuff knocking about, and it's no one's going to get ran over. And everyone just poured out of there, and it was like just chanting songs, free lines, everything.
I don't want to hint him, but you walk out on that street, it's just a strip club right in front of you.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Some people go to celebrate, mate.
Yeah.
Not us, though.
there's some good ones, isn't there? There's some really good moments. But that's it with England. It's like, I've always been moments of despair, but in recent years we've had some absolute. But I think that win against Germany at Wembley will go down in history. That to me was better than the one that we slapped them in Germany. Was it 5-1 when Owen and Esky scored? Like, I think because of the gravity of it, because I think that one was just a friendly, wasn't it? But England, Germany always have good games. I remember when Jamie Vardy scored against them in Berlin.
When we won 3-2, 2-0 down, we won 3-2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we do have some good ones with Germany.
But it's brilliant. I'd love to see us, do something, but we'll see. They were saying about winning trophies. Obviously, we did the semi-final. In the World Cup, we got to the final in the Euros. The next one, is it the next step? Does it happen now? We'll find out. But personally, do I think we'll do it? No. Call me a pessimist, but I don't think.
You know what's weird for me though? I kind of don't want us to do it. I don't want to win in December. I want us to be out in summer in the bars. You know what I mean? I want to be out and about, like having a top time. I don't want to be fucking not being able to go out and celebrate in the streets because it's fucking pissing it down. I don't fancy that. So I'd probably rather us win in a summer tournament rather than this winter tournament. But knowing English the way we are, I can imagine us just. The conditions might get to us as well. Like, I can imagine like a Brazil or an Argentina winning this one, just because they'll be able to adapt to the heat a lot more than we will.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, you look. I think you've got to put England in there as a potential winner. I know it sounds crazy, because most people listen to what the fuck, like, why would you do that? But no, I do think you've got to consider England as a potential winner. There's some very good, extremely good countries with squads and teams. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you had to pick a team to win the World Cup now, who would you pick?
No, personally, for me, I fancy England. I fancy England more than anyone else, really. Spain have been regrouping a lot. Italy, obviously, not even there. France, they've got the talent. But for me, I'm weird with France, because I don't really rate them that highly. I'm not massive on France. I never have been.
To be honest, I don't think it's weird. I think France has a similar thing to PSG when I think of too many egos, not enough unison.
Yeah, not enough
unison. And I think you can have all the best players in the world, but if you don't play together, you're winning fuck all. Like, I see that with France. Like, but to be fair, people can call me for talking shit because France did win the World Cup not too long ago. So, I get, they're a great team. They'll definitely be there and thereabouts. I think you'd be a fool to write them off.
Yeah, you would be. Yeah.
I don't know. Who would have picked to win the World Cup?
You don't want to say England. That's a weird thing, though. I'd probably put us as one of the favourites. I don't want to say either.
No, I can't. Do you know what? I'm going to go outside of this one. I just think because of the way they play and the unison they've got, I'm going to go Spain. Yeah,
Spain. Well, they're on the way back, aren't they? They started rebuilding a bit.
Yeah.
They do that as well, don't they? They have that little loop where they disappear for a few years and they just bounce back out of nowhere.
Yeah. They've got cracking young players as well. Some experienced players, definitely players with Champions League experience who've played against the top teams. So they've got a good blend. I think when you've got a good blend, it really goes a long way. So I quite like that. So I'd have to go. And they've got a cracking manager. Got a very good manager. I'd have to go Spain on that one. I think that'll do. I think we'll wrap it up with that. I think so. I can't really add much more to it. You've heard it here first. Spain are going to win the World Cup.
Spain. I'll go with England. Maybe. Oh, fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, that's just not biased at all, is it? Like, there's no
we didn't even talk about our favourite front threes. We just got so sidetracked so easily.
Well, it gives us something to talk about next time, doesn't it? So we'll save that on for the next one. And hopefully, Carl will be on for the next one as well.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Well, yeah, that is true.
I feel like he'll fuck it up. I feel like he'll go Gary Taylor Fletcher.
Yeah. Well, Wongy said he wants to be on it as well, so Doors are open. I mean, we're only doing it for ourselves anyway, really. So,
we're not in it for out, just for a laugh. So that'll be good. Right, nice. I'll wrap it up. Right.
Yeah.
Later.
See you in a bit.
See you soon. Peace.
Bye.